Tonight in 9 News, the life and death of Bert Newton, the television legend, dead at 83. Wife Patti leading tributes to the man who entertained Australia for 7 decades. Our biggest showbiz stars united in praise of a generous spirit and a true one-of-a-kind.
This is Melbourne's 9 News with Alicia Loxley.
Good evening. The curtain has fallen on Australia's greatest showman. Bert Newton has died aged 83. A true giant of the entertainment industry, Bert made millions laugh on radio, the stage and his natural home, television. Heartbroken wife Patti has accepted the offer of a state funeral, asking simply that he be remembered as the legend he was. Tony Jones leads our tribute.
He was known to a nation as Moonface, and no one could eclipse him.
It's Moonface!
At the family home today, a real sense of numbness. The Newtons gathering as one, fans offering their own support, all sharing in the memories.
But all our hearts are breaking. But the outpour of love has been fabulous.
This extraordinary life had the most humble of beginnings. Albert Watson Newton was born in North Fitzroy in 1938. He was born to be a star.
Bert Newton.
Like so many of his era, it all began in radio, 3XY, which would broadcast from the Princess Theatre.
That's where Studio 2 used to be for 3XY.
Oh, yeah. It wasn't long before a new form of entertainment beckoned, television. It was almost as if it was made for Bert, and Bert alone.
Why ain't you that Bert Newton? Yes, I am, as a matter of fact.
A supposed second banana to Graham Kennedy and then Don Lane, Bert would invariably be the headline act.
My name is Bert Newton. Big deal.
The black and white days with Graham Kennedy were filled with colour, sometimes a little blue, but their antics had audiences in stitches.
Do you remember that joke, look out for the Indians? What Indians?
Bert would never intentionally upstage. It just happened.
Well, can I help you?
No, just go ahead and do that.
Where do you have to stick it?
The partnership with Graham Kennedy was right up there with some of the world's great showbiz duos. Bert forever aware of just who the star was, probably unaware that his own star was on the rise.
Without you, without you, without you, without you.
With a blend of humour and warmth, Bert became TV's go-to man. No greater example than the Logie Awards. Again, he made the night his own through a natural charm and a wit that had no equal.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Oh.
May I?
Excuse us.
Congratulations.
Regardless of the calibre of overseas guests, Bert always held his own, always ready to roll with the punches.
I like the boy.
Did you say Roy or boy?
I like the boy. There's nothing wrong with saying that.
Roy.
Yeah. Hey, hang on. No. Really? I'll change religion. I'll do anything for you. I don't care.
Unscripted moments that would become television folklore.
Oh, shit. Congratulations, Mike. It was my fault. That was one for a particular episode in the series. And Mike just mentioned the particular episode.
When Graham Kennedy exited the stage, Bert wasn't exactly waiting in the wings. But when a lanky yank arrived on the scene, he was ready to partner up again. Virtual strangers off-screen, Don and Bert would soon become TV's new unmissable duo.
Is yours working? Is it working for you?
I don't know, but I think I love you.
The Don Lane show lasted for 9 years, Bert taking his talents to a whole new, unpredictable level.
My name is Dammit Roulette. You want some? You like some?
But there was life away from television. At the height of his fame, Bert married a young Patti McGrath. Their November wedding in 1974 stopped the city. Melbourne had become Hollywood. Police were needed to control the crowds. For the next 47 years, Patti would be his greatest supporter, his greatest love. And indeed, there were some great challenges to overcome. His career went from prime time to mornings.
Probably thinking to yourself, well, he's now doing morning television. Surely death is next.
Private matters became very public. Bankruptcy floored the Newtons, as did son Matthew's domestic violence and drug issues. In latter years, Bert was plagued by poor health.
Tomorrow morning, I'm having a quadruple bypass, which I'm told is of the area is the most serious, but the success rate is terrific.
But Bert simply couldn't bounce back from the illness caused by a toe infection, which in May led to the amputation of his left leg.
We've all been sort of gathered around him a lot, and it's mainly for the grandchildren because he wants to watch them grow.
Via social media, Patti would provide updates. The smile was there. How could it not be when he was surrounded by his grandchildren? No amount of fame could surpass family. Indeed, for many Australians, Bert was family.
We'll always be bosom buddies. If life should reject you, there's me to protect you.
Given the cavalcade of stars who've graced our screens since the crackle of television in 1956, no Australian has delivered more. We loved him. Now we've lost him. But such is his showreel, Bert Newton will never be lost.
We have to just make sure that, you know, the love that he gave us stays with us forever.
Tony Jones, 9 News.
And the Prime Minister has joined the entertainment world in a chorus of tributes for Bert. His friends and colleagues say he was the kindest and most generous person they've ever met. Reid Butler has more.
Philip Brady's photographs with Bert may be in black and white, but it was an enduring friendship bursting with colour.
Please thank Mr. Philip Brady, my good friend.
And there's never been a crossword between us. It's all been laughter and love along the way. And any time Bert had a show going, he always included me.
Hilarious, kind, witty, generous, all words used to describe the legendary entertainer today.
Bert was someone who invited himself into the living rooms of Australians at a time when appointment viewing, and we all used to watch the same thing at the same time. Some will remember that. And he was such a welcome guest.
Rhonda Birchmore shared the screen with Bert and later would support her friend during his many health battles.
I always had this thing that I was going to, when he got out of hospital, jump out of a big old cake and sing Patti's favourite song, and here's We've Got a Lot of Living to Do. And I'm so sad I never got to do that for him.
They worked together on theatre productions. Bert was a master of the stage, starring in Wicked, The Sound of Music and Annie, just to name a few.
Anyone that he met, nothing was too much trouble. Bert, can we get a photo? Can you make a little video? Do you mind if you make a little video for my uncle or for my best friend's mum or something? Yeah, sure, no worries.
For Pete Smith, it's the private, off-camera memories he'll cherish.
My wife and I enjoyed the company of Bert and Patti as family friends right through the years before the kids were even born. And so over 60 years, there was no difference between the on-camera Bert Newton and the off-camera Bert. He was exactly the same, and that was his brilliance.
I think he was very democratic, very down to earth, had no tickets on himself, and was just out to entertain us.
And that's exactly what he did for decades. Bert's skills unparalleled.
Renowned for its backbiting and its knifing, Bert had best friends at the highest levels and was loved by everyone.
There's nobody else who was as fast, as quick-witted, and was able to take control of situations and make the best of situations.
Beloved by colleagues, often he was their biggest supporter.
I also did see him as an advocate for women in the industry when it wasn't probably quite so fashionable. He did actually encourage the promotion of women within our department.
Bert's talent was world-class, but Melbourne was always his main stage.
He is one of the few people on television in Australia that I think could have been a huge star in America. But he didn't want to go. I used to say to him, you know, you could have made it in the States, but he didn't want to go. Melbourne was his home. He didn't even go to Sydney. He didn't go to Britain. He stayed in Melbourne. This was his digs.
He helped transform this old Bendigo Street piano factory into Television City, home to countless stars, but it was Bert shining the brightest.
We've all lost the most admired television personality that Australia has ever produced.
And Reid Butler joins us now from St Patrick's Cathedral. Reid, what do we know about the state funeral?
Well, Bert was a Catholic, Alicia, and the venue is likely to be the St Patrick's Cathedral. Speaking about the state funeral today, Patti Newton said it was a wonderful gesture, a gesture that Bert would have loved. Details with the family are still being worked out and more information will be released in the coming days. Thankfully, there will be far fewer COVID restrictions to contend with. And Alicia, that's got to be a great thing. Bert lived a spectacular life. Why should his farewell be any different?